the point was on privacy and data mining, which is that you really need. This is something I hinted at earlier. What you really need to do is you really need to address the privacy issue, a couple different ways. Companies that are in a position to either keep your privacy or violate it need to be very clear about what they're doing, and I think that there are laws that are going to require that, and that in some cases do require that today. But you also need to use technology to help people protect their privacy. And I think we're going to see basically, we're going to see a couple of different tensions in the industry. One of them is going to be sort of a escalation of terror, if you will, kind of like an arms race between people who want to violate your privacy and the technologies that are going to help you protect your privacy, right? And it's going to be kind of like, the battle between people who do spam and the battle between people who do spam filters. People are going to be trying to find ways to watch what you're doing. They're going to try to find ways to get at your information, and you're going to be constantly trying to throw up new defenses against that. And, browsers in the future or software tools or internet services are going to try to offer you the capability, generically speaking, to protect your privacy, to do anonymous transactions, to do other things like that. And so it's going to be there's going to be a huge tension between that and a lot of sort of back and forth. It's the same thing with, it's exactly the same as with viruses, virus creators and virus protection technology. The other tension, though, is between privacy and personalization. We all kind of think that we want the web to be more personalized for us, so we waste less time. So it knows what we want, it knows what we like, it takes us to places we want to be, it recommends things that we want to see. We, in general, think that generically this is a good idea. If not for us, then for consumers broadly, because it'll make the net more convenient and more appealing. Conversely, the more we want to personalize, the more information we need about what people like, which gets right back into the same privacy issues. And so I think there's going to be a real tension and a real trade-off between those two. And I think people are going to have to decide. There's going to be a sliding scale. On the one hand, you're going to be able to completely protect your privacy, and the net is going to be a completely impersonal place, and it's not going to know anything about you, and that's going to be good and bad. On the other end of the sliding scale, you're not going to have very much privacy, and the net's going to know a lot about you, and it's going to completely personalize itself to you, but all your information is going to be out there. And that issue is particularly going to be relevant, I think, with respect to who gets access to the net and who gets access to PCs. Because you see these startups like FreePC and NetZero and others. They'll give you a free PC if you agree to watch advertising in a third of the screen all the time and fill out a detailed survey about what you like and what you don't like so they know what advertising to show you. And then guess what? They get to watch what you're doing. NetZero will, as I understand it, do the same thing for internet access. And so it's actually interesting. We're going to be putting people in lower income brackets into a choice where they're going to have to decide to either not have access to the technology or to have their privacy be violated. And that's going to be a very difficult choice to make people have, and it's going to be a very important policy issue, I think.